Hello, welcome to another Laboratory Tuesday. My name is Tory. I'm a holistic nutritionist using positive psychology, mindfulness, movement, and nutrition to love myself and my people. And this week we are talking about unconditional love. And I did not know what to talk about for this Laboratory Tuesday all the way until about 7 minutes ago. And I chose this because it's relevant to my life. So, and Patrick, I absolutely love you and adore you, my boyfriend Patrick. I'm sorry that I always use us as an example, but my own personal examples are the best way for me to tell my story. So, unconditional love has been on my mind a lot because Patrick and I have had a really crazy summer. So, last week we went to the East Coast. We drove there, like 25 hours in the car, and spent the week with 30 of his amazing, vibrant, wonderful relatives. Okay, so now we come back and we only have 4 days here, and then we're doing the same with my own family next week, and we're gonna drive in the car for 30 hours. So we are pulled out of our safe environment, we're pulled out of our schedule, pulled away from the foods we normally eat, we're pulled out of our alone time. We are just plopped in situations that we fully can't control. And the truth is, we all can be Buddhas when we are in our own environment controlling all of the variables, right? Like, I am a freaking Buddha if I am home in my own house, cooking my own food, have ample time to meditate in my sacred little corner, controlling who I interact with every day. Of course, I'm gonna be a loving, spiritual freaking genius, right? It's only once we start throwing variables in the mix that we really are testing our character. So, hi Patrick. So Patrick and I have been testing our character a lot this week, and that's what got me thinking a lot about unconditional love. So, a misconception is that unconditional love is looking at someone's flaws and learning how to love them. So, this is not relevant to my relationship, but saying that maybe my boyfriend picks his nose. He does not pick his nose. We're just using this as a silly example. Maybe my boyfriend picks his nose. Well, now I start looking at that nose picking and I go, man, I love that nose picking. That's what we think unconditional love is. But it is not. It is not learning to love the things we dislike. It is not. It is learning to pull the lens back that there's no discord within us. So let me explain. So when we actually feel love for someone else, what's really happening is it has nothing to do with the other person. It is only us dancing in the pocket of who we really are. So I say this a lot. Who you really are, you know what that feels like. It's when you feel love and gratitude and you're just like flooded with the most amazing feelings. We've all felt that. That is your natural state. Anything outside of that is not your natural state. And so when we feel love for somebody else, when we feel that flooding of love and gratitude for someone else, what's really happening is that we are in alignment with ourselves. It's a personal endeavor. It has nothing to do with the other person. So, to go a little further with unconditional love, learning to look at the variables and then still find that alignment within ourselves, that's unconditional love. So how the heck do we do that? So I want you to think back to when you started a really amazing relationship, and it really was amazing. Like, you were communicating and you were loving and you were trusting, and all you had were big heart eyeballs for this other person. And it seemed like they were constantly living up to those heart eyeball standards, right? They were amazing. You felt like your best self. And then slowly as the months progressed, things got a little hairier, right? You started being more invested in the relationship. There was more at stake. You started looking to the future and thinking like, okay, can I trust this person? Do they spend their money wisely? Are they kind to waitresses? Are they gonna enjoy the same things as me? Are we gonna wanna live in the same part of the world eventually? Do we want the same kids? And we start thinking of all these variables. Well, these variables scare us out of dancing in the pocket of who we are, and we move over 2 steps to being fearful and judgmental, right? And really, that's a me thing. That's a you thing. That's not the other person. Why it feels bad is it has nothing to do with them. It feels bad because you've moved from here, from being who you really are, that love and that gratitude, and you've moved 2 steps aside from yourself into negativity and fear and judgment, which is not your true self. And that's what feels bad. So I know that's confusing, but it's a personal endeavor. So how do we get back from over here and get back to ourselves? Like I said, we pull back the lens until we're looking at a picture that does not cause any discord, that does not cause us to move to the side. So I'll give you an example. So let's say my sister is bothering me and I'm like, oh gosh, Taylor is so annoying today. I need to pull the lens back, right? And then I can look at a bigger picture and go, okay, but we have so much fun together. We laugh, and if anything ever happened to her, like my heart would break. I think back to fun memories of us hanging out on the beach in Santa Monica. Maybe I pull the lens even further back and I go, oh my gosh, I'm so thankful that I have a sister. I have the most beautiful, amazing family. Maybe I pull the lens back even further and I go, oh my gosh, I'm so thankful that my family is healthy and we have the opportunity to see one another a couple times a year, right? You can keep pulling the lens back all the way to saying, oh my gosh, I'm happy I live on planet Earth, right? The lens can go back forever until you get to a point where you can find gratitude, and that gratitude leads you back to this alignment, to dancing in the pocket of who you are, which is love and gratitude. So, what is unconditional love? Unconditional love is anytime you feel that discord, that urge to judge, you pull the lens back until there's no more urge to judge. And it's going to be a continual practice. It may happen 47,000 times a day. But the longer you practice, the easier that muscle you can engage it, right? Just like exercise. The more you exercise, the faster you can engage those muscles and the stronger they become. So that's it for this week's Laboratory Tuesday. If this was a little bit confusing, go back to last week's and the previous week's Laboratory Tuesdays about relationships, and it will help to clarify a bit. And if, as always, if you have any comments or questions, please email me at tory@torydb.com or leave a comment below, and I am so happy to continue this conversation. Also, if you're in Indianapolis this week, this Wednesday, I am speaking at the Vogue Theater in Broad Ripple, along with 5 other awesome, brilliant speakers in this series called Walk the Talk. It's kind of like a TED Talk. And we're all speaking about life's purpose. I promise you it will be funny, it'll be moving, it'll be inspirational. Tickets are only $15, and I would love, love, love to see you there. Let me know if you'd like the link for that ticket info. And lastly, I have really fun, amazing things coming up soon that I can't wait to tell you about. And the first one is I have created a Get Started guide that will be out either this afternoon or tomorrow, and I hope that you sign up and get it. And I would love your feedback, and I would love for you to get started on all of these amazing things, because life really can be whatever you want it to be, and that's my greatest mission, is to empower you to cultivate that. So I love you. Happy Tuesday. See you next week. If you have any ideas for future Laboratory Tuesdays, please send me a note. I would love to cover it for you.